Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching the originals. This is season 5, episode 5. That is right, double fives in the go, and it's been really interesting this season. A lot of information being given to us about what is going on. You know, like we've got Hope being introduced as like a teenager now, and she is very strong. She's doing magic, and she's been like targeted, or so to speak, like we've been told that she could possibly be the downfall of everybody if her powers, you know, like don't get into control, that she could be like the devil or the curse that can take everybody out. So people are kind of like scared of her. But then what's interesting as well is somebody's taken Haley, which I think it may be Aurora. Last episode kind of indicated that it was possibly her. Haley's little crescent birthmark has been cut out of her body, mate, mutilated and sent to Klaus and Marcel. Mental. And also a coin has been sent as well, and I'm sure that was kind of like one of the dark object things that Lucian was looking for. And it's just crazy. It actually is crazy. I think it's really fascinating. But if it is Aurora, why did she go and kill that young hybrid? You know, like that's brutal. Like sacrificing a young kid like that, mental. So I mean, that is interesting as well to see. We had Klaus as well going on a Madden last episode. You know, he's desperate to find Haley, really is, and he's willing to do whatever it takes. He kidnapped a wolf, kidnapped a vampire, Josh, and kidnapped a witch, and pretty much he locked himself in a little boundary spell with them, and he was delegating like orders to everybody, saying you better go and find Haley or these people are going to die. Well, what was really interesting is obviously they didn't find Haley, and they ended up killing 2 of the people inside the boundary spell. Josh luckily stayed alive. Like I said, he's kind of like a cat with 9 lives, Josh. He's really lucky. Every time it comes to like a possibility where he may die, yeah, he somehow somebody comes to save him. So that's interesting. And then I'm also really enjoying the fact that Marcel listened to Klaus. You know, Klaus did tell him the story that he went to speak to Elijah and he ignored him, and he said that he doesn't really care about what's going on with them, and you know, he's devastated. He said that he's not well when his brother's not around. He's always counted on him to be his like wise counsel and his guidance, you know. Otherwise, Klaus is just going to go around, he's going to attack and he's going to kill people, which he is doing. But he also needs Elijah there to give him a bit of common sense, to say, look, brother, you need to step back now. You're not thinking rationally. And Marcel kind of took that role last episode. He was, yeah, I thought he was advising him really well, to be honest. But Klaus didn't want to listen, and he ended up like taking him out, and that is when he did go and kill the witch and the werewolf. But what I thought was actually interesting as well is Marcel he took Klaus down, he killed him, snapped his neck or whatever. Then Josh was moaning at him. No, actually, he didn't snap his neck. I'm lying. It was Vincent that come down there, and he displayed some good power, Vincent, and he made him drop to the floor, and he made him like end up coughing up the blood that he's just took from killing those couple of people. And then he snapped his neck, and then Marcel come, and Josh was kind of mad at Marcel, saying that, you know, when you come back, he said that you weren't going to let a city do this, and Klaus is here already, he's destroying everybody. And you know, Josh stormed off, which is crazy. Marcel's obviously took Klaus, tied him up in a box. He was going to put him like, you know, like they done with Michael, they left him in a box, put the chains around him, and he was going to leave Klaus in there. Klaus ended up saying to him, look mate, everything that I said to you was true. I did speak to Elijah, he didn't want to come back. Somebody in this town has took Haley, and it is a vampire. What I was doing today was necessary. Yes, okay, I killed 2 people. I shouldn't have really done that, but I had to see how people would react. I had to take one of each supernatural, and we had to see who would do whatever it took to try and save them, to help Haley. And it was the vampires, the ones that stood back and didn't really give us much input. And I'm saying it's one of them that's taken her. I thought it was really interesting the way he used that, and the way, you know, like his mindset was going. And it even got Marcel thinking about it as well. Marcel obviously chose to favour Klaus and what he said, because he actually freed him. He didn't leave him in that coffin. He called a meeting in the church. He had all these vampires there. He went in. He was like, look, I'm sick of it, mate. Until I can trust every single one of you, there's no daylight rings. I'm changing it up. You're handing your daylight rings back. And, you know, if you go against what I say, there's going to be consequences. Some guy was moaning already. Klaus come diving right in, strangled him. I think his head might have fell off as well, which is mad. And he was like, look, we're in charge now. You do as I say. You do as we say. You go and find Haley. Make sure whoever's done this is suffering, and then you guys can go back to normal. But up until now, I can't trust any of yous, and yeah, you all better be on your best behaviour. And it's even Josh, mate. Josh had to give his ring back as well, which is really fascinating. But it does get, it just makes you think, man, because it seems like all of them are doing an uprising. It seems like the vampires are not happy with obviously what's going on with them. The wolves definitely not happy. They've lost, well, they've lost Haley. they've lost that young kid that was killed, and they've lost the person that Klaus killed today. So they're going to stand up and they're going to fight. And then obviously you got the witches as well. They've just lost a member of their crescent, or whatever you call them, their, I don't even know what you call them, the coven, that's it. They've lost a member as well, and they want to stand up to Klaus. They're not happy with it. Klaus come, he asked Vincent to do some magic for him. Him and Marcel need him to go and track down Haley. He was like, look, mate, I'm not helping you. I hate you. And if you're going to come after us and you come after witches, it's going to be a war, and it's not going to be just with the witches, it's going to be with me as well. So that was fascinating, the fact that he stood up to him and kind of threatened Klaus as well, because usually when someone threatens him, actions happen. So excited, can't wait to find out what's going on in today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash a like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Rise and shine, Nightwalker Nation, to whomever sent this coin and took my daughter's mother. It's time to show your face.
Oh, teamwork, Marcel says.
Look to me for help.
Look, I don't know anything. Well, that's a pity for you, then.
That looks mad. That's so good.
Perhaps we should talk.
I'm saying that it's not her, because it's too obvious, man. I said it last episode. They're making it look like it's her, but I feel like it's a curveball.
You're woefully short on detail. So I'm going to ask you one last time. Where are you keeping Haley? You knew we'd have this little chat. No doubt you binged on Vervain till your throat was red and raw.
You and I have a friend in common.
Oh, I sincerely doubt that.
I don't blame you for forgetting. 1933.
When that world is joyous, art must reflect that beauty. But when our existence is beset with unrest, art must necessarily be equally drab and ugly.
The mission of art is to engage our most primal selves.
I wouldn't argue with this fool. He's not listening to a single word you say. He's simply waiting for you to draw breath so that he might pontificate anew. 13 years, you don't look a day over 1,000. How do you do it, Klaus?
Sit tight, August. I'll get back to your hackery momentarily.
Auguste is the touchstone to everything that I believe, and the reason that I and my friend have taken Haley.
How interesting it is. It's interesting. Now, what a mad twist it would be is if Elijah's fiance is part of it, and then it'd be a massive end game. Do you know what I mean? Imagine that, like one big massive play, like, and that would be crazy. Now, it's interesting. If this woman didn't have Haley, I would want her to die, like, instantly, because she has not just been annoying here in this episode already, even though she's not done much, but she has annoyed me in all 4 episodes that she's been in. And last episode, I thought it was quite funny, because Marcel was like, mate, I've only seen your face 3 times, you need to chill. You've been speaking to me like that, love, or I'm going to take you out. So that was funny as well.
The feeling after sundown without the ring, it's just the most transcendent joy.
On the corner, don't look. He was in the bar earlier. You think it's your family again?
Oh, it was fast. Oh, they're watching her, not Elijah.
Has your mom ever talked to you through turning? When your mom talked to me about it, really described it, it sounded worse than almost anything I could imagine.
A child born of werewolf blood, who can create hybrids at will, a dirtying of my species. Once her werewolf side is sublimated, Hope will no longer be capable of creating her abominations. Your daughter's werewolf nature, or her mother's worldly life.
Right, but my question is, Klaus and Haley, is it only Klaus that can create a hybrid? It might only be Klaus, actually. But still, though, Klaus can do it still. So it's still a possibility that more hybrids can be made. So, I mean, I do understand where she's coming from, but it's interesting. It actually is interesting. But, like, again, I would like more of this backstory from her and to explain why she's in this position, because I've been consistent throughout the Vampire Diaries and throughout the originals that, like, I don't like it when people have just got a consistent hatred towards something that's different or they dislike because somebody else disliked it. Now, I'm not saying somebody else disliked it, but, like, they've got an agenda against Hope when they don't even know if she's a bad person, but they're willing to go and take people out of the fear that a possibility of a person that she could become. Do you know what I mean? And why are they taking pictures? I need to learn Elijah's fiance's name. But why are they taking pictures of her and not Elijah? That, again, was very interesting. It looked like it was for Elijah, but it was for her. Very intriguing.
I've been keeping a low profile.
Oh, is that what you call this?
What if that lunatic we call her father found Rebecca and forced her to surrender?
Rebecca is ensconced in Chicago with this Stefan character.
She does seem happy.
Well, her happiness is of my highest order. You should know that.
What is it?
Doesn't like gas painting.
The man was a forgettable artist. A virulent fascist and a murderous slob who slaughtered werewolves by the pack.
Shouldn't hope get a say in this.
The curse which I bore for a millennia, I can't put my daughter through that. And if I impose this shame upon my daughter, and then they kill her mother anyway, I won't forgive myself.
So what's the deal with you and your out-of-town visitor?
Why are you so interested in me?
In truth?
No, lie to me.
I'm interested in you because you're the most interesting.
You tell me something about you, and I won't go to Alaric with breaking and entering.
I once pissed some people off and ended up desiccated in a cave.
How long were you in there?
Long enough to replay the first pain-free 16 years of my life.
How positively?
Literary.
I'm checking this guy's part of it. I'm just guessing on everything, me.
Klaus told you to show me pity.
No. Guess I'm hoping showing you a little kindness convinces you to let Haley go.
Josh?
She's no good to us dead. And the drip will only help clear the vervain from her system. Binding hope means a safe Haley, no more hybrids,
And the Michelsons go back to where they came from, right? How do you feel about your skull, Josh?
I'm pretty attached to it.
And stop engaging with the enemy.
Now, my question is, yeah, okay, Josh laid out some good info. Like, her proposal is not that bad in terms of the safety of everybody. And he's like, cyber community. And Marcel said, trust me, I've gone through all of this in my head. And the Michelsons go away. So what I would like to know is, why is he helping then? What other... Because you got to do, you know, when you're picking a side, yeah, you weigh the outcomes of both sides. Now, he's obviously weighed the outcome of that side that Josh has said, but what is he considered on the other hand? What outweighs it? Why is he helping Klaus more? Like, to save Hope, but Hope's not going to die yet. All she's going to do is lose something, and Haley then stays alive. So he kind of like gets his friend back, stops a possible threat, but he's not rocking with it, which I'm actually really interested in.
All those times that I've said that there are things in my past that I prefer to forget. The man with the camera, he's part of those things.
So problem solved, he's dead.
They'll send a replacement.
Who is they, Antoinette?
Simply ridding us of the mongrels who diminish us.
Mongrels! I believe what my brother is trying to say is that you are a runt. This is the first and last warning that I will give you.
Time to go, Antoinette.
Yes, Father.
Oh, now that's a twist. It wasn't a twist that she was there, but that was a twist.
You shouldn't underestimate the movement.
Tell me the names of your co-conspirators.
Tank's not quite empty yet.
I see a lone woman grasping to justify her last gasps of hate.
And I see a man who knows that's a lie.
Someone once told me Shanghai is a safe place to hide out.
Yeah, feel free to send me a postcard.
It's not fair.
How could you not tell me that you and I knew each other?
I keep my secrets and you'll walk out that door, but that's still better than telling you the truth and having you hate me forever.
I want to know the truth though, mate. Spill it. Literally.
Well, if that zealot claims to have friends, I'll choose to believe her.
It's gonna take hours to get her clean. And in the meantime, Haley sits some damn place.
Can I count on you not to blink in the face of their hatred?
Always. I think I've signed up to be his partner. He thinks that I've pledged allegiance to the king. There's nothing to say until Freya calls back and tells me if Hope intends to bind herself.
According to you, my mom never wanted me to trigger anyway.
But what she wanted to be your decision. Years and years cursed to sleep by Aunt Dahlia while the world spun around me. And I am telling you, when you realize everything you've missed, it devastates.
I'm partially responsible for her being taken. Because you and I are doing this.
I hope that it don't work big time.
The whole note goes poof in my pocket? It's really kind of an invasion, you know?
There's this thing that I have to do.
Does this thing have anything to do with what you and your aunt are...
I might die today.
Okay. Was that just your first
Can we not talk about it?
Guy seems alright, but so does
You should have stuck
Antoinette.
your hand down his throat and ripped out his entrails.
You're not the savior of the wolves, and you cannot change what happened. Klaus, please.
Stood witness as Mother bound the part of me these people want to kill.
No, I did everything that I could to protect you.
Protect me!
I was beside you, tortured and beaten without mercy.
I need you to do something! Otherwise, you're no better than those who turn their backs and allow this to happen. Put you in a coffin and stack you atop our dear sister.
Klaus, you never cease to amaze me.
Springtime in Chicago is ever so inspiring.
Why is he doing that?
Did you eviscerate this Stefan fellow like you did Alexander? Or did you simply toss him from a balcony like the unfortunate Emil?
Sick and tired of being betrayed by those who claim to love me. So go back to where you came from.
Do you know what I like about that is Elijah's acting was really good then. I've never stood around and watched. It's good acting. I love their chemistry between them. They always smash the scenes, literally. They always do. Now, I'm assuming that this was like, was it season 3 of the Vampire Diaries when he daggered Rebecca, didn't he? Because she was wanting to stay with Stefan and Michael's coming. Now, I understand it's brutal daggering your sister, but let's be honest, it was the right play to do because it stopped Michael from finding her. At the time, they thought that Michael wanted to kill all of them, but I think he only wanted to kill Klaus, didn't he? But he took her out to save her, even though it was a bit of jealousy as well, got to admit, because she picked Stefan over him. He retaliated, but it saved her. Like, in reality, it did save her.
Blood is the key. Just need enough to soak the moonstone. The drenched stone is heated and used to brand the afflicted.
Brand me?
If you ever want me to stop...
No. Just do it.
Anima marcam miscaristi. Anima marcam miscaristi.
I will not let my past become your future. Do you understand? How many times have you heard me rail against the shame our parents gave me?
How many times have you heard me cry devastated over having lived my life without my mother?
This ends now.
You like it, man. Klaus coming was way better than that guy. I'm glad someone did come. Like I said, I would be disappointed if she's lost some of her powers before we even get to witness any of them.
I thought you'd be gone.
It's pretty hard to play in the future when my past and present are awash in death and deceit.
Your family and mine, it was bloody.
There we go. I do love it when we flip by.
I'm not my father's daughter. I don't share his hatred.
I'm familiar with that kind of father. I've been to the railway station and to the port. I have compelled the ticket takers to help any who want passage out of this country. You say my name, and they will help you.
It's really interesting.
If I'm going to use your name as my ticket out.
Elijah.
Antoinette. Like I told you when we met in New York, I abandoned my father's antiquated notions. I want to share this life with you. And I will be upstairs packing because, yes, it is time.
So I hope that she's not bad anyway. I think she's pretty good.
Busy boy today. First, you're up and back to Mystic Falls. Now you're abducting werewolves.
I have a quart of Hope's blood, and I will use every last drop of it to create more hybrid. The city rejected you. So did my sister. Now all you want is for them to take you back. You will always falter.
It's interesting that from Klaus. He's not lying though, is he?
Sure to tell everybody. Sienna is responsible for your fate.
You tell me where she is, and I will vouch for you with Klaus and Marcel.
I am so very much stronger than you could ever imagine!
That looked absolutely... Right, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. That looked sick. That did look sick. It kind of looked like a zombie. We didn't get a full clean image of it. It kind of went a little bit blurry, but it kind of... I don't care because it went sick. Now... it's making me think that she is not just a vampire. She is a crossbreed as well of something. And the reason why she doesn't like other people being a crossbreed or whatnot is because she's not the dominant force, or she's one of few instead of one of one, or one of the only families. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's possibly why they want to take them out, because they don't want other people to be like them. Really interesting. I said that Josh has got 9 lives like a cat, ain't there? But they said after saying that, he's probably going to die. And then what, bang, next episode, she's done him in, took him out. But, again, it's interesting. Why taking Josh out when he's actually really friendly and really nice to her, and he's actually done nothing bad to her? Just another savage woman.
Hey, you didn't die. That's pretty cool.
I'm on my own as far as getting my mom back is concerned. All I need to do to get her back is to lose a part of who I am. None of the witches here are strong enough to do this.
I'm well intrigued in shit's going on in this book.
It's lucky to still have his face, but I think so. Your sister really did a number on my head.
Absent Elijah, my temper gets the better of me. I am far from blameless, Marcel. I think I took it easy on him.
I don't want any trouble, Klaus!
When you've had enough, pick up this coin. And they all became victims of that part of me I'd been forced to suppress.
Please, mercy for myself.
I was the match that lit the fuse, humiliated them, and in doing so, I empowered them with the most potent form of hate, shame.
Please, mercy for my son!
This could be the downfall.
I'm getting in the car, and Hope Michelson is coming with me. Anybody see you sneak out?
No.
Well, actually, do you know what, right? It's got me thinking that, I mean, I obviously clocked who he was, and I've got to say, I'm giving you know, accidental clap to myself, but I'm going to rock with it, because I definitely said Antoinette's part of it. I definitely said this guy was part of it, and I said the man was part of it, but it was too obvious, so I'm going to give myself a half a point for that, because I said that they're making it look like it's her, making us think it's her, but it's too obvious, so I'm going to say it's not. But, you know, I give half a point. But I called him, as soon as we found out there was a group more, I said Antoinette, I said this guy, I definitely said it. I'm really happy with those picks. I do love it when you say stuff and you get it right. What's interesting to me is that Antoinette seems not to be part of it in the present where this guy is. Now, I don't know if she's absolutely playing Elijah, which means she's infiltrated, like I said, I think I even said that, infiltrated the Michelsons in all of the aspects. They've got Haley, they're going for Hope, they've taken out Elijah, they're messing with Klaus. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they're branching out, they're going to all of them, which is very interesting, because I'm liking it. And just like when they've got in the car there, it just clicked in my head that his mum wants to suppress the werewolf gene or whatnot. Now, he is taking her somewhere. Is he not taking her somewhere so that she can do it or something? Because she said, like, how bad would it be if I lost one of my three? And he was like, shall we go and find out? Now, I can read that in terms of we'll go and experience all three of the stuff, and then you'll realise how much you like it. Or you could read it as in, we'll just go and get rid of one then, and then see how you feel. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, she could go and do all of them and be like, whoa, I love them all, I'll actually miss them. Or it could be like, let's go and take one away, how do you feel? So, I'm really intrigued. I think, again, it's been really good. I did say we needed a bit more action. I do think we've got it. We did step it up since last episode. So, I mean, I'm going to say that's good. Going in the right direction with good storytelling still. Bit of action, quite a few deaths. Josh's knockout was decent as well. So, altogether, again, I do think this has been a good episode. I'm not going to lie. Personally, I am enjoying the season. And that is going to wrap up today's episode. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for checking out the video. Another good, interesting, information-based, filled, crazy episode. To me, like I said, I feel like this season is a lot of information given to us. And it's a lot of mental thinking. And, like, you consistently trying to guess who's involved, what's going on, are they still involved, you know, like, who's going to help who, is Haley okay, where actually is she, you know, like, is Hope going to get, like, a power suppressed or whatnot, do you know what I mean, all these things going on, still thinking that, who's killed Henry, like, is it that lad, actually, the guy from the school, you know, do you know what, if it is the lad from the school, I think I said that as well. I actually think I said that as well. I said it could be him, man. If it is the lad at the school and it gets played out, I will go back and I will find me saying that. Because, again, that is a madness. And I'm still going to stick by it, because why not? You know, you make an accusation, you stand by it. I think that Elijah will kill Haley. No reason why, you know, literally no reason why now. But I've said it, so I've got to say it. And Klaus is going to kill Marcel at some point. You know, I called them last season, so why not? If it happens this season, I'm still going to take it as a big dub, because those are the accusations I've made. And it's not happened yet, so currently it's an L. But we've still got episodes going. I've got no indication to say that any of that's going to happen, because actually in this season Marcel and Klaus are working together, which I am really enjoying, to be honest. I think that they work well, perfectly together. Obviously Elijah and Klaus work sick as well. I love their scenes, like when Elijah was shouting at him like he's never done anything that could put his brother in harm and all that stuff. It's great, you know. I do love it. The chemistry between them is on point. And you know, I've enjoyed the Elijah storyline, that he wanted to be himself, and he's got his fiancée Antoinette, and he's in France and all that stuff. But now obviously the madness is happening, more stuff's unraveling. He knows that her family's kind of going after Klaus, and like, can he really stand by and know that people are actually coming to mow his family down, even if he hasn't got a connection to them? You know that he's still your family, and yeah, you might not have all these memories of doing all this good stuff and being around with them for 1,000 years because you've been compelled to forget, and you've only got information of bad stuff and stories that you've heard people whispering, but they're your family at the end of the day. And like, have they ever physically done anything bad to you that you can remember? No. Everybody loves you in the family. You even get Rebecca coming and speaking to you as well in a few episodes ago. Klaus has been there as well, multiple times speaking to you, so you do know that he still care for you, and you know that you do in this position, like Marcel said to you a few episodes ago, to save Hope, to save somebody in your family, honouring a part of always and forever. So regardless of whether you can remember it, you know that people are still here fighting, doing stuff for you, and now you know there's an enemy coming and going to try and take your family out. You can't stand by and just watch it happen. So I kind of want Elijah to come back into the present now, and we'll finish off with that. What I do find really interesting is Antoinette does seem to not be part of her family's current plans, where the lad who's kind of getting with Hope is part of the current plans. He even rang his mum and said he loves her, so like, he's fully invested in it. He's actually infiltrating her specifically. He picked her and he's gone after it, where with the Elijah situation, he randomly found Antoinette, but then she's actually stayed around and they've got together. So kind of two different ways. One's kind of, I'm assuming, being placed inside of, they've got an S on the shirt. Do you reckon it's called Saltzman's, the school? You know, that'd be interesting. But they're there, in there. I reckon he's specifically been placed in there, and he's snooping around, and that's why he's asking questions, and he's interested in it. He's going in a room, and he's always in them situations because, you know, he's trying to do his mother's dirty work. Now, what I do like about this season is people are acknowledging past mistakes that they've made. So, like, Klaus even here was saying, look, the reason why these are coming after me is I pretty much lit the match myself. I did kill the dad, yeah, granted, but I killed so many innocent people as well, and then I put the family through shame, and they've got 1,000 years of it, and it's given them enough time to come back and create a plan and come after me, you know. But there's been many times that he's apologised to Marcel for being a bad dad, and like, I think in certain situations Marcel's acknowledged like stuff that he's done poorly as well, and I do feel like I just like it when people acknowledge errors or notice that, oh, mate, I could have handled that situation a bit better, you know, learn from your mistakes. Klaus is, I think, I'm enjoying Klaus this season. I could tell that he's a proper family man this season. Yeah, he's done a few bad things, he's killed a few people, he's killed the 2 last episode, but it's all in the name of family. I could tell that he's suffering. I could tell that he doesn't want anything to happen to Hope. She was going to go through, try to save Haley. He got in the way. Now, obviously, it's a bit wounded and Haley, but there's 2 ways to look at it. He wasn't happy with what happened to him as a kid, but then obviously Freya was saying she wasn't happy with something that happened to her as a kid as well, taken away. But would you be happy knowing that you had a chance to save your mum and it didn't happen? And then Klaus countered that saying, but what if you did try to save your mum and you did suppress your powers and then they didn't give you back your mum? You'd be devastated even more. Do you know what I mean? There's like 4 counters in all of that, and like, it's really interesting. Now, obviously, I do like how they've revealed the family and the story, and I actually do want a bit more of this story being played out to us because it's been really good so far. And she seems really powerful. Like I said, she attacked Josh and she absolutely dominated him. She looks sick as well, and they smashed all his face in. And I like how Marcel as well acknowledged a bit of his weakness, and I just want him and Klaus to just pair up and dominate, and I want Elijah to come back as well. I actually do. And Antoinette, and I want her to be a good person, not a bad one, because she seems to be really nice so far. And you know, sometimes they do trick you and come in and then absolutely go on it on the other side. Now, I was saying it was Aurora. I definitely got it wrong. No, I only thought that because obviously that lad said he mentioned it, didn't he? He said he seen her in the basement and what was going on, and then we obviously seen that coin. Now I didn't really specifically know what was on it, so I thought that it was possibly her as well. But let's not like forget the fact that they've actually got Haley and they've cut pieces off her and sent it in the post. Now that is savage. Can't wait for him to find her. Can't wait to see how Haley's going to react. I want Elijah to come back now. Thanks so much for clicking on today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please smash a like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I will catch you in the next one. Cheers guys.